Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm just going to do a little commercial for the census, and then we are going to get started with Ariel. I know I'm very excited to hang out with you today. The census counts every person living in the United States. It tells people in charge how much money to give us for important things like schools, hospitals, and the roads we drive on. The Glen Ellyn Public Library is trying to help everyone count themselves, their family members, friends, and neighbors, so government leaders can make our communities better over the next 10 years. Kids, ask your grown-ups to visit my2020census.gov and respond today. These days, we all seem to be swimming through a whirlpool of information. Get some tips from Ariel in responding to the 2020 census. Speaking of which, let's welcome our special guest now. Hi, Ariel. Welcome. Have you filled out your...
Hi, thank you for having me.
All right.
Let's see. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Now, before we get started, I would love to thank the Glen Ellyn Library for having me and the Census Bureau. You know, it's very important. We should all be counted. So I thought today we could have a story time and then maybe a few questions and we could talk. And then I was thinking maybe we could sing a song together. So let's get started with our story. This is the story of the Little Mermaid. King Triton, the great sea king, had many daughters who loved the undersea world. But Triton's youngest daughter, me, dreamed of the world above the water's surface, the world of the humans. I and my friend Flounder like to go to the surface to visit Scuttle the seagull. And Scuttle told us all about humans' objects that I found at the bottom of the sea. And one day, Triton learned about my trips to the surface, and my dad, the Sea King, he grew very angry. He asked his friend Sebastian the crab to keep an eye on me. And a few days later, I noticed a ship sailing way up on the surface of the water, and I quickly swam towards it. Ariel, Ariel, please come back, cried Sebastian, as he and Flounder swam after me. When I surfaced, I saw a huge ship filled with sailors. My eyes lit up when I spotted the sailor the others called Prince Eric, and it was love at first sight. And suddenly the sky darkened and heavy rain began to fall. The lightning split the sky, and the ship was tossed on the waves, and the prince was thrown overboard. I've got to save him, I thought. I grabbed the drowning prince and swam to shore, pulling him onto the beach. And Prince Eric did not stir as I gently touched his face and sang to him a love song. But soon I heard the prince's crew coming to search for him, and I did not want to be seen by the humans. So I kissed the prince and I dove back into the sea. Prince Eric awoke to find Sir Grimsby, his loyal steward, at his side. Sir Grimsby was happy that Eric was alive. A girl rescued me, said the prince. She was singing. She had the most beautiful voice. And Prince Eric, too, had fallen in love. King Triton was furious when he discovered that I had fallen in love with a human. He rushed to the grotto where I kept my collections of human treasures. Contact between the human world and the mer world is strictly forbidden, Triton shouted. He raised his magic trident and fired bolts of energy around the cave, destroying the treasures. Then the mighty Sea King left. And I buried my face in my hands and began to cry. Meanwhile, not far away, evil forces were at work in the undersea kingdom. Ursula, the sea witch, who had tried once before to overthrow Triton, was looking for a way to take over. Through her crystal ball, she could see me crying, and an idea came to her. Ursula sent her slimy eel servants, Flotsam and Jetsam, to my grotto. There they convinced me that Ursula could help me to get my beloved prince. I was so upset that I ignored Sebastian's warnings and swam off with Flotsam and Jetsam to meet the sea witch. "My dear," said the witch, "here's the deal. I'll make a potion that will turn you into a human for 3 days. And before the sun sets on the 3rd day, you've got to get dear old Princey to kiss you. And if he kisses you, you'll remain human permanently. But if he doesn't, you turn back into a mermaid and you belong to me." I agreed to Ursula's deal, and an amazing change took place. My voice flew from my body and was captured in a seashell around Ursula's neck. I lost my tail, grew legs, and became a human. And when I went in search of the prince, I was helped ashore by my friends. I tried to speak to them, but no sound came out. A short while later, I saw Prince Eric. The prince had been lovesick ever since hearing me sing. At first, the prince thought I was the girl who had rescued him. But when he learned I couldn't speak, he knew that he was wrong. Prince Eric felt sorry for me, and I needed a place to stay, so he took me back to his palace. And over the next 2 days, Prince Eric grew to like me more and more. And during a romantic boat ride, Eric was about to kiss me when Flotsam and Jetsam overturned the boat. "That was a close one." "Too close," said Ursula, who was watching in her crystal ball. It's time Ursula took matters into her own tentacles. The sea witch mixed a magic potion and changed herself into a beautiful young maiden. On the morning of the 3rd day, there was great excitement throughout the kingdom. Prince Eric was going to marry a young maiden he had just met. Ursula, disguised as the maiden, had used my voice to trick Eric. He now believed that the maiden was the girl who had saved him from the shipwreck, and my heart was broken. The wedding ceremony was about to take place on Prince Eric's new boat, and Scuttle flew by just as the bride passed in front of the mirror, and her reflection was that of the sea witch. Scuttle rushed off to tell me and the rest of our friends, and Sebastian quickly formed a plan. Flounder helped me get out to Eric's ship, and Scuttle arranged for some of his seagull friends to delay the wedding, and Sebastian hurried to King Triton. Prince Eric and the maiden were about to be married when a flock of seagulls led by Scuttle swooped down on the bride. She screamed in the sea witch's voice, and Scuttle knocked the seashell containing my voice from around the maiden's neck, and the shell shattered, and my voice came back to me. "It was you all the time," said Prince Eric to me. "Oh, Eric," I said, "I wanted to tell you." The sun disappeared over the horizon, and just as they were about to kiss, and my 3 days were up, I changed back into a mermaid, and Ursula grabbed me and dove off of the ship. Thanks to Sebastian's warnings, Triton was waiting for them at Ursula's lair. "I might be willing to make an exchange for someone better," cried Ursula. Triton agreed, and he became Ursula's prisoner. And she now had Triton's magic trident and could control all of the undersea kingdom. And all of a sudden, a harpoon struck Ursula in the shoulder. Prince Eric had come to my rescue. Together, they swam to the surface. Ursula followed close behind them, and she grew bigger and bigger with anger until she rose out of the water. Prince Eric swam to his ship and climbed aboard. He grabbed the wheel and turned the ship towards Ursula. And just as the sea witch was about to fire a deadly bolt at me from the trident, the prince's ship slammed into Ursula, and the evil witch was destroyed. Now that the witch was gone, Triton was freed, and he rose from the sea and saw me watching Prince Eric, who was lying on the shore unconscious. She really does love him, doesn't she? Asked the Sea King. Sebastian, who was nearby, nodded. I'm going to miss her, Triton added. Then he raised his trident and shot a magic bolt at my tail. And my mermaid tail disappeared. And once again, I had legs. I was now a human. And Prince Eric awoke in time to see me running into the shore. He kissed me and we were married that very day. After the wedding, Prince Eric and I sailed off on our honeymoon to live happily ever after. Thank you for reading my story with me. That is one of my favorite stories. Well, let's see. How about now? I see some of you have left me messages. Oh my goodness. My name is Victoria and I love you. Hello, Victoria. Thank you so much. Now let's see. I think maybe it would be a good time to do some songs. Do you think we could do some songs? Oh, and I see another one popped up. Can you please say hi to Annabelle and Michael? Hello, Annabelle and Michael. Hi there. If any of you have any questions or anything you'd like to say to me, please feel free. You can put it in the chat or in the Q&A and then I can see it. Emery says hi. Ginny and Olive. Where's Flounder? Wow. Flounder is with all of his friends and his family today. It's just me today. Natalie and Valerie say hi, and I'm their favorite princess. Hello, Natalie and Valerie. Say hi to Brooke. Hello, Brooke. Mwah. Layla. Hello, Layla. Look at all of our little fishy friends. Oh my goodness. Now let's see all of you at home. Do you think that you can make a fish face with me? Now it's very easy. You have to pucker your lips like this, and then you squeeze your cheeks together. It's very silly. Let's see, can you sing us a song? Of course I can. All right, I thought we could sing one of my favorite songs. And if you know it, which I think some of you might, then you can sing along with me. Should we sing? I think so. Let's see, we'll get our music started and then we can sing. Do any of you love to sing? I love to sing. Let's see, can you send a kiss to Victoria? Mwah. Thank you, Victoria. All right, let's see. We'll get our music going. Almost there. Sing Under the Sea. Oh my goodness. Under the Sea is one of my favorites. That's such a fun song. Now I was thinking maybe we would sing Part of Your World. That is my very most favorite. Let's see, here we go.
Maybe he's right. Maybe
there is something the matter with me. I just don't see how a world that needs such wonderful things could be bad. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here you think, sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down a, what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? But John land, they understand that they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand. Ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore that shore up above? Out of the sea. Wish I could be part of that Thank you so much for singing with me. All right, I think it's almost time for me to go, but thank you so much for having me. And thank you to everyone who came to say hello to me. Mwah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ariel. That was wonderful. This
Thank you.
was made possible in part by a grant from the Rails Library System in cooperation with the Illinois Department of Human Services. Parents, if you should have any questions about the census, please email us at reference@gepl.org. We hope you enjoyed the show and mark your calendar for the next session, which will be held on Wednesday, April 22nd at 11 a.m. when we get to meet Belle.
Very cool. Thank you, everyone.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you. Goodbye. Mwah.